Welcome to Keith and the Girl. I'm Keith Malley.
And I'm Chris Lamberth.
Chris, good to meet you. Chris is new to Keith and the Girl. You're gonna like him immediately. I do. Rod Morrow introduced you to me. Your 2020 album that I'll get into, Failed Running Back, is so fucking funny. You're naturally funny. We had a quick phone call before meeting here live. I think you're great. I love you already. I appreciate Rod's introduction.
Thanks for having me. Rod's a great friend of mine, and I feel like this was a long time coming because you feel like you're a part of the comedy community. So it's long. This is long overdue. So
Agreed.
yeah. So like your this podcast has been like when I first started. I remember hearing you and a lot of my peers that have gone on to do a lot of great things were on your show. So I hope to continue that lineage.
Why didn't you reach out? Why did it take Rod to do it?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's a
Were
good
you afraid
question.
like I'm so awesome, but I might not be in person?
No, I think it's just a lot of things. It's almost like, well, I'll just wait till I'm invited. Like when you to audition at the Comedy Cellar, you just
I
you
see,
just wait
right.
your turn.
Right.
But now that I think getting older, it's like, well, if you want to do something, ask, reach out, think about the
Yeah.
possibilities. When this was brought up, I was like, yeah, well, I should have done this. Rod has spoken highly of you for years, and so it's
Well, we're
good to
here.
be on.
We're
We're
here, and I
doing it.
appreciate it. Yeah.
We're making it happen. Yes, sir.
Rod wrote, "Hi, Keith and Chris. Meet each other." Keith is a stand-up comedian. But first of all, I do appreciate that Rod did write on the side first. Like I know people that are like, "Hey, meet this person," blah blah blah. I'm like, dude, warn me first. Let me look something up
Hmm.
before I have to pretend I didn't get an email. So I appreciate he did that. And then, hi, Keith and Chris. Meet each other. Keith is a stand-up comedian, the host of the podcast Keith and the Girl, and a friend. Chris is a stand-up comedian, host of his own podcast, The Mundane Festival, and a friend. He also has a stand-up album, Failed Running Back. That's out on all platforms. It's so fucking good. It's only
Thank
24 minutes. It's so good. In and out. Chris is about to tape his first ever video stand-up special and is trying to promote it. Do we have a name yet?
I do. I haven't announced it yet, but I do have a name.
Okay.
Maybe I'll come back on the show and we'll talk about it.
When how do we see it? How do we see it live? What does this mean?
You can see it live at Caveat on June 27th. Two shows, 7 o'clock p.m. and 9:30 p.m.
Okay,
On
we'll have moved in Charlotte by then, but I guarantee I probably left a wallet behind, so I'll be back.
okay,
I'll be
yeah.
back. I thought Keith and the Girl would be a great place to promote the new special taping. Also, he loves movies. Dude, I love movies so fucking much. You know that Brandy Carlisle song, The Joke? It makes me cry every time. And I think because there's two things in it. I hate bullies and I love movies. Um, yeah, dude, we'll get into movies. He has seen every movie ever made, and I'm sure you guys could have fun with that. Hope, blah, 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 blah. And I wrote to Chris, yeah, fuck yeah, let's figure it out. And then we had our little phone call. Then I wrote them both. Yo, Rod, what the fuck is happening? Text me this shit in private before you just blast me to potential assholes. I don't know this mother. Come on, man. I'll check him out, but goddamn. You have my phone number. Maybe a little heads up. Love you. Love to Karen, but fuck, man. Peace.
Yeah,
He knew right away. He's like, he's not
sure.
necessarily somebody that appreciates skits, but
Yeah,
he wouldn't do this. But all right, I tried to get him. Let me mention this before we get into everything, if I can.
sure.
On the last episode, thank you. On the last episode, I talked about the Keith and the Girl poker tournament, and Rick won. But I'm very fucking good. Now we have a new season starting, and there's a lot of pressure after I talk a bunch of shit. The kid won again. The kid won again.
All
I'm going to win
right.
every single game this season, guaranteed. Number one, number fuck. And by the way, I'm holding up a screenshot of me winning, and people go, "You hold up, you print out paper? Why don't you just, there's technology that you can show." You ever see these fucking podcasts? And it's like,
Yeah,
oh, hold on, trying to line it up, getting there. No,
yeah, sure.
here's the fucking fact done.
Dave, can you get that pulled up?
Yeah. Oh,
Fuck
that's
Dave.
not
How
the
much
one
am
I
I paying
need.
you for? Yeah.
Right, right.
What am I paying you for?
But yes, congratulations to me. By the way, poker now we tried to do late registration for those in the know. Like you have an hour, you can be late. Now you can only be late 18 minutes, and that's the highest setting they seem to have right now. So yeah, if you can't make it, you got to make it on time. You have 18 minutes to be late, apparently. Just so you know, I want no excuses when I keep winning. I have to thank you for your time, Chris, already, because I know Thunderbolts is out there.
I know. I got tickets for an 8 o'clock screening
Okay.
in Dolby.
Okay. Dolby the sound or Dolby is it like Dumbo?
Sound. Well, I don't know how Dumbo is. What is that like in
No, I
somewhere?
just meant like Dolby doesn't stand for something down,
Oh,
over.
it's definitely the set like the Dolby Atmos.
Yeah.
It's one of the best formats you can see a movie in
Right.
at an AMC. So Dolby Atmos and then IMAX.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm excited. They say it's going to change the game. The fuck?
interesting.
What the fuck
Yeah.
could that mean?
It just means that it's probably going to be maybe one of the better movies since Endgame in the
Right.
MCU since
Yeah.
they've kind of been having trouble lately with these movies.
I don't like origin movies for the most part. I just,
Hmm.
because, and I think it's because they don't make sense.
Right.
You know, like a Thor, a god, it doesn't really make sense. Captain America is stupid and boring. It doesn't make sense. And then, but once you told me who they are and it's acknowledged, it's great. Captain
Right.
America, the Civil War, the one before that, the Winter Soldier, so fucking violent and good.
Right.
I
That was
just
one of
have
the
to,
better
but just
ones.
that's why Spider-Man was so fucking good when it came out again. Because it's like you already
Yeah.
know who Spider-Man is. Now let's
Right.
be Spider-Man.
Now, are you talking about which one are you talking
You know what
about?
I'm talking about, Tobey Maguire.
Oh, the Toby.
No, I'm
Okay.
kidding. No,
Holland?
who's the last dude? The last
Tom
dude.
Holland.
Tom Holland. Yeah.
I really love those. Some
Yeah.
people, I felt like
Well,
because
some people are dumb. It's fucking brilliant. When Michael Keaton is looking in the fucking back and talking to
that's
that
terrific.
kid going,
It's
I will
terrific.
hurt you and everyone you love. I'm not joking. That's Oscar worthy.
Yeah, it's terrific. No, it's that one is because he's off the rip, he's kind of like the most accessible superhero
Right.
because he's from New York City, he's from Queens. He lost not to say that's germane to everybody, but he lost a parent,
Right.
his was aunt and uncle taking care of him. And then when he becomes Spider-Man, he's on his own trying to make money and
Where's
doing
he
what he
live, by
needs to
the way?
do.
Is he in Forest Hills?
I don't know. I would assume you'd know better than
I think
me.
it's Forest Hills because I lived close to where he was once, and I think
Okay.
that's where he was. Interesting.
Are
Yeah,
you a
yeah.
gamer at all?
I play games.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm a gamer. How come?
Just because the 2018 version of Spider-Man and subsequent ones are really amazing and is grounded with the most recent one, Spider-Man 2 for the PlayStation 5 was you can kind of traverse throughout all five boroughs essentially. I'm not sure about Staten Island, but you could definitely do you do Manhattan and Queens
There's a
and
lot of shit
a
to
little bit of
swing off
Brooklyn.
over here. They don't
Yeah.
have like Spider-Man Idaho, right?
No, no,
Okay.
they don't.
He's like,
No.
fuck, I got to take a bus. The first time, was it the first time you cried in a movie? In your stand-up, you mentioned this, was the Transformers cartoon. When
Yes.
Optimus Prime dies. Now, next thing you know,
Yes.
we're adults now, and we realize it was just to sell more toys. He's Rodimus Prime
It's
now.
just to sell toys, and I made my parents get those for me. Yeah,
By the way, what a great fucking movie. Robert Stack, Orson fucking Welles,
yeah.
Leonard Nimoy. That's fucking crazy.
I think if I can show you, he's not transformed, but this is
He's not
the
transformed as he's grabbing the toy.
Studio Series Optimus Prime.
How often do you play with your toys? Do you really play
I
with them or it's
don't
hard?
really play with them, but I like having them. I think, when we were kids, I feel like you're around the same age as me.
51.
You're 51, so I'm 45.
Okay.
And so I had to, if that movie came out in 86, 87, I was 6, 7 years old. I was born in 1980.
Okay.
And these toys, they didn't look as good as this, but they were die cast.
Yes.
And so
They were heavy. They had weight. They had
they had weight
gravitas.
to them. But the construction on these are beautiful. And so I
When you
have
say
a
you
few
don't
of
really
these.
play, you mean you don't play at all? Do you sometimes take them out and make them fight?
Not really.
What does that mean? Not
I
really or
just like
not at all?
not that much. Like
Not that much.
I
Wow.
just like I just like having them. I like having them. They're like these totems
I still
of
don't know the answer. Do you sometimes really play with them like they're in an
no.
adventure?
Unless I'm fucking around or on
Okay.
Instagram or something, but I don't really do.
Okay.
I'll just take a picture of them. You
Okay.
know, I don't really, I'm not hardcore like that, but
Just checking.
I do like them. The last thing that I ordered was uh, a whatchamacallit, speaking of Robert Stack, the Ultra Magnus,
Yeah. Ultra
stu
Magnus. Yeah.
yeah, this the best version of Ultra Magnus that Hasbro has made, not the ones that you pay. This
Do you
might be
date
80,
somebody? Are you dating?
but I was dating somebody. It's
It,
been
it, it broke up recently?
we broke
She's,
up almost, it'll be almost a year and a couple weeks
oh,
since we
happy
broke up.
anniversary. But now you can have as many toys as you want, right?
She didn't really have a problem with she didn't really say anything
Did she
because I
ever
didn't
bring it up at like couple parties where like, hey, let me tell you something fucking awesome about my boyfriend. He
no
has Ultra
no
Magnus.
no but there was one woman that said she said I was like, oh yeah, I told I went to this toy fair in Parsippany, New Jersey. It's like some it was at a police athletic league place.
Okay.
And then she was this woman I was seeing at the time. She said, "Oh, what'd you do this weekend?" I said, "I went to did a show and then I went to this toy fair in Parsippany. I collect action figures occasionally. I'm like kind of a like, you know," and she's like, "Yeah, that kind of figures." She's like, "Yeah, that tracks."
Huh.
We didn't last that long.
Right. I also fuck.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Shit, damn.
But look, man, it's like there are these dudes that are more hardcore on YouTube, way more than I am. They're
Sure.
like master collectors. They know all the ins and out as somebody that would love sneakers or whatever it is. They have
Right.
this, you know, extreme expertise. They have women that love them. You know what I
Let's
mean?
right. What's the most expensive one you have? Is it part of your retirement plan?
No, I think the most expensive
Where are you
one.
looking? You're looking in like three corners of your room. How many toys you got?
Oh, I've got a lot of figures, but they're kind of like stored away. I don't have that much space, but this is
Do you have a storage of figures and shit?
no, I just have them in
Oh, okay.
like
Just boxes.
bags
Okay.
and stuff. This is
I didn't know we'd get there either,
Samus
folks. Sure, from
from Metroid,
yes.
and I never they never had action figures this cool
Right.
when I was a kid.
Very detailed, very.
So I had she's about $120. I don't really go over.
Have you, and this is sincere, have you masturbated thinking about like fucking Samus or whatever the fuck?
No, I just think she's cool.
Okay. But have
No,
you?
no,
Anyone? Like
no, no, and not to be woke,
right.
but one of my favorite. So
Assuming the fake people are of
actually,
age, of
I
course.
was talking to yeah, that's true. I was talking to this woman that may potentially date that
Okay.
I just matched with on a dating app, and
Nice.
we were talking about video games, and unsolicited she said, "Yeah, you know, when I was younger, I used to like Tomb Raider," and then I just jokingly said to her, "Are we gonna get married?"
Right.
Because Lara Croft was my favorite video game character
Right.
before I played The Last of Us. So now Ellie from The Last of Us is my
Right.
favorite character, and she's a gay young white woman
Right. Right.
who's
It's
not
oh, we'll get to you and dating and race.
yeah.
Um, by the way, Last of Us, I don't watch it, but I know of it, and I know the
Okay.
dramatic thing that just happened.
Yeah.
Uh, is was that exciting to you? Like, wait, world, I played the game. You don't know, you idiots don't know what the fuck is about to happen. It's gonna happen so fast in the new season. You have no fun. It's Game of Thrones shit.
Now, yeah, I was excited and to see how it was going to play out.
Yeah.
Just me and a lot of my friends like that played the game. It's just it's almost you know I'll go by the Marshall McLuhan quote. The medium is the message. So and for me, it doesn't have to be just like the video game. It's how the story's being told. So
Right.
that was compelling. I think I think it works. And I've turned my podcast, The Mundane Festival, into a Last of Us recap show. So for the 8 weeks that the show is on, my show is just a recap show for The Last of Us. And
That's
Rod
cool.
has been on, and we talked about it. So,
But were
yeah,
you guys
it's
like get like wait, guys, you have no idea. Like were you when it happened, were you excited like to see how new people reacted to
yes.
it?
I was, I never did anything provoking online. I just like to see like on Facebook how the guy who used to be one of the star players on the football team was just like, man, that was crazy. This is almost as good as like The Walking Dead if they keep this up,
Right.
blah blah blah. And then one guy who was like the popular guy, he said last 2 years ago in the first season, he's like, I don't know about this show. I don't know. I was like, dude, you don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
You're
Somebody
not
would.
cool anymore, buddy.
The show didn't happen to find me, and for whatever reason, I don't really care too much, which is good because I got enough going on. I got to see the show You. I got to see Cobra Kai. I
I
got enough
just
shit.
finished you. I just finished it.
All right, we'll get to that.
Thank God it's over.
Thank God, man. Oh, we have the disease, right? Thank
Yeah,
fucking God. My brother was like fake yelling at me, like, if you hate it, why are you watching season 5? Because it's season 5 and it's finally done.
exactly. You got to finish it. You got to finish it.
Right.
Jeez.
He looks right at the fucking camera at the end and he goes, then why are you watching? And I'm like, you
Yeah.
motherfucker, you did
Yeah.
this.
Right.
Not me. What was I thinking about just so somebody was telling me about that TV show and it's like, really, you're not gonna watch? I'm like, you didn't write it. It's okay. I'm just not gonna watch it. It's not a big deal. It's so fucking good, you're an idiot. And I don't know how much I'm paraphrasing. And then the thing happens in the TV show,
Hmm.
Last of Us, and she goes, I don't think I'm gonna watch anymore. Fuck them. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
Well, that they feel the way a lot of gamers felt when that happened in the
Right.
game, and you have to play as another character.
Right.
Well, now that the everything's out, you have to play as Abby. So,
Okay.
so
Abby's the main one in the beginning, right?
yes,
Right.
Abby is the person who can we spoil? I mean,
Yeah, well, you already said you have to play a different character. The main guy
yeah,
dies. All right.
right.
So do you see online? I see people complaining that the woman on TV isn't attractive. In the video game, the girl's attractive. How sick is that?
Yeah, it's weird because it's these straight white males getting
Yeah.
upset that Bella Ramsey, who was playing this character who is gay and who would not, that character wouldn't fuck you. She
Right.
wouldn't sleep with these straight white men that are mad that she's not hot, that she doesn't
Right.
look like this digital creation. Um, she doesn't look like the character that Ashley Johnson, who did the voice, played, but it's like it's a different adaptation. Like
And
who
I didn't
gives?
see the show, but I hear somebody go, "Oh, she's homely or whatever the fuck," and I'm like, I'm
Yeah,
gonna guess it adds to the show. I'm gonna
it worked.
guess.
It
Yeah.
worked. Like I knew within 5 minutes, within minutes of seeing her, that she's like that's Ellie. That is
Right.
Ellie. And then there are moments where that character has to become really violent and later on in the series, and I did see that in season 1. And now I'm interested in seeing what happens. The major thing about the character who's playing Abby, Caitlin, the actress who's playing Abby, Caitlin Dever. I think it's either Dever or Dever. I always
Okay.
thought it was Dever, but now people are saying Dever. But this woman who's a terrific actress, they said for a while that she should have been Ellie, but she aged out because she's now, I don't think she's maybe pushing 30. She's maybe
Is it
27, 28.
strange that the girl in the video game? Do you think she's like, why didn't you audition me? I fucking did it
Well,
already.
she is much older. She was the little girl on Growing Pains. She is probably Ashley Johnson's probably 40 now.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, the woman who plays Abby, now Abby in the video game is this hulking tank-like woman who people were mad when they thought she was gay, they thought she was trans, and they were in uproar about that. They ratings bombed the video game
Oh
and
wow.
all this stuff. And now
That
that,
means rating bombs means like even before it comes out, you give a thumbs down because fuck them.
yes, yeah, they
Okay.
were so upset. The game leaked and all this kind of stuff. And now they're upset. Those same people are upset that it's not this big hulking woman.
Right.
So you can't really please anybody. But if that's what the creators wanted, then I have to
Sure.
rock with it. I mean, I think they all of them look so young anyway.
Right.
That it's just, but I've been enjoying the show.
Let
I've
me
been
let me ask you this. Speaking of relationships and your album again,
Mhm.
failed running back. I think is so fucking good. How do you
Thank
feel
you.
about it?
I really felt like at that was to me it was one of the coolest things that I had ever done because as a fan of stand-up comedy from somebody my age, you listen to those comedy albums from like Richard Pryor, Martin Lawrence, probably one of my favorite when I was a kid. He's still one of my favorite comics, but he
Mhm.
was my favorite back then because he was from Maryland. He was from we're from the same area, PG County, and the same area, as we would say, with that accent,
Right.
mid-Atlantic
Do you try to?
accent.
Do you personally keep trying to ride this ride until the wheels fall off?
Uh,
Do you run and
yeah,
tell that?
yeah. Now that one, I know that's where that's from, but like I've said that before. I've said that in corporate meetings, like not like like in grown up conversations
Right.
with regards to the day job. So I've said that.
We got to ride
Yeah,
this till the wheels fall off. That's all
yeah,
we got.
yeah. But yeah, he because he was a hometown hero, and because I felt like back then, especially back then, he was not as an actor and as a comedian he was not afraid to be vulnerable.
And not many people know this. I think Chris would jog and take runs with Saran wrap all over his body. So you guys had a lot in common.
To play football. Yeah. Yeah. That's in the album?
No, I'm just saying. Lawrence like fainted on like the highway. He wrapped himself
Dude,
and ran like he
I
was having a
remember I
breakdown.
remember that, but I thought that I had that in the album because
No,
when I was a kid, I'm a big guy now, but when I was a kid, I was played on the 95-pound team, and if you were younger, I was a bigger kid, but so I had to lose weight to make the team.
mm,
And so I used to run around. My dad had me running around in a garbage bag to lose weight to make the team.
that's
Because
funny.
my late great dad, definitely wanted it more than me.
Right now,
He was living. He would admit, as he later would on when he did my podcast, like in 2013, he said I was, basically he was saying he was living vicariously through me.
right. That's why you like shows like Dawson's Creek because they'll go like, "I'm not living your life, Dad," and you're like,
Well,
"I get it."
well, that's Varsity Blues, but
Oh, okay,
yes, James
okay.
Vanderbeek, but yes.
I'm sure it's only Varsity Blues.
Yeah, but that is true. That's like every teen. You don't know my life. I don't want your life.
Being a big kid and being a running back, right?
Yeah.
Uh, did you dominate? Like,
Well, I was not a running back, and that's literally why it's failed. It's called failed running back. I
okay,
played defensive tackle, and if you look on the album cover, I think I'm number
yeah.
72 or something like that, and that was a lineman. That's a lineman's number. So that is
Oh,
like,
that's funny. Okay.
and when I was thinking about that, the title for it, so it happened because 2020, obviously the pandemic. And I thought that I was gonna die. Everybody was, we were gonna
Right.
die. And I said I didn't want to leave this earth without anything with how did I say it? I wanted something with my name on it that had a barcode. So
I hear you.
I wanted an album like
Yeah.
my hero, like my all of my heroes had. And so at the time I was working, I recorded a lot of my sets on my phone and I just had Andy Klein, who's with the Three Guys On podcast. They're based out of Virginia. Andy Klein, Randolph Terrence,
Right.
and I just kind of they're like my mentors, and I just asked them, "How do you think this sounds? What if I put this together? This is tape." Andy's a sound whiz, and he punched the audio up and stuff, and
Great.
it works. So there were sets taken from. I built a set around a show that I did at UCB, and this was like it was the night that Kobe Bryant died. Like so, it was like uh,
You recorded it the night Kobe died?
yes.
It
So that
starts it starts talking about Kobe Bryant dying. And
yes,
maybe you repurposed the joke, but if not, dude, that was fast and genius. You're like, and I'm on Instagram and man, there's these women, there's no tits, everyone's dry. Kobe really fucked up what I look at
yeah,
on
yeah.
Instagram. It's a sad time.
Yeah, and that was me like, God, it was just trying to be present and like
That,
trying
you
to,
can't get more present.
yeah, and talking about it. And I was wearing his sneakers at the time. There's some stuff that I cut out because I didn't want it to be too like mean,
Offensive. Right.
offensive and stuff. But like, yeah, like that story about that guy, Jason, he really did write that.
Okay, so
About
your friend writes, "Hey, I'm an author, and one day I'm going to tell you how Kobe Bryant's daughter loved my first book. Send." And Chris is like, "Motherfucker, tell the story now." And his old friend, who's now an author, is like, "Now's not the time. I simply can't." What a
yeah,
douche!
yeah. I was like, fuck you, dude. But he's a sweet guy. We went to
I
high
know.
school
Well, thoughts
together.
and prayers, good blessings, but come
Yeah,
on.
yeah, and he's an
It's not about
award-winning
me. I
writer.
just want to tell you, his daughter
Yeah,
loved my. Anyway, she rest in peace. Miss you. God
yeah.
damn it.
So I try to be like that. That was a real thing. And then there's a couple bits that were taped at the DC Improv and
Right.
at the Borgata in Atlantic City. So
The so failed running back, you make a funny joke about it, like Bo Jackson, Bo knows, you want to be him, and your dad's like, you'll never be him. And it's like, well,
yeah,
maybe if you weren't around all the time, I'd be a
yeah,
fucking
yeah,
success. But no,
yeah,
you loved me, you took care of me, you were there when I needed. Thanks for nothing.
yeah. Thanks for everything, asshole.
I like you were joking. Well, I mean, it happened, but it's funny as fuck. You somebody sets you up on like a blind date. You call her and you leave a message, and you're like, anyway, people think we should, date, and I'm into it. Hit me up if you think we should give this a go. And then you hang up the phone. You go, all right, you did everything you're supposed to do, me. You opened up. If she can't see that, fuck her. And then, of course,
Yeah,
she calls back. It works out. But that's
yeah.
the character in you, right?
That is
YOU, the
me.
TV
Yeah,
show. Like, oh, you looked at me a certain way. I will take care of you forever. But you forgot it's my birthday. Now I have to kill you. It means you always disrespected me.
yeah, yeah. Thanks, man. I'm glad you liked it, man.
I
That's
loved it. I'll
thank you.
talk more about it. I loved it. Also, that TV show, You. How does he carry these fucking bodies? If he
I don't
finds you
know.
in Queens and kills you, somehow all of a sudden in his bookstore in another borough, you're in his fucking basement chamber, which somehow is like the lasso of truth from Wonder Woman. But all right,
Yeah, so weird.
what the how does he's fucking? It's like those movies Saw where we pretended the old man, and later in one movie it was a single woman, a woman by herself. I mean, that
Mhm.
are building these giant roller coaster type contraptions to kill you. I'm like, really?
Yeah,
How did that
yeah.
happen? And even in flashbacks.
It's so weird, but it's just suspension of disbelief, and it's
But
just
but
like,
here's the thing
yeah,
though. Here's the thing, and we both agree you sucks. But I don't like when people say something's good and there's all these plot holes. First they start with like oh Severance, it's so fucking good, and I'm like
mhm.
it bothers me because it doesn't make any sense. It's like it's all explained. I'm like right, the numbers are
Yeah,
feelings. That makes perfect sense. And then if you ask follow up questions, they go, it's the journey. It doesn't even have to matter. I'm like, well, then
mhm.
why are we fake fighting?
Yeah, yeah.
At
I
first,
think
it all
it's
made sense. Now plot holes are okay. And by the way, that this Thunderbolts, I didn't see it yet. I guarantee it's gonna make fucking sense for it being superheroes and otherworldly. There's not going to be plot holes, and that's why it's going to be so fucking good. So when people like shit that does have plot holes and act like, hey, it's just a movie, when they see something that's crazy but makes sense, let's say the first Matrix, does their head literally explode? No, I don't hate everything. I love some things.
right, right. Yeah, Severance is one of those shows where you go on YouTube after to make sure you got everything, and then you still don't have enough. And there's people that I respect that I follow on YouTube to really try to get a grasp of things, and
Right.
sometimes I don't feel like even they know.
Right.
But it's it's done well. I don't have any aversion to it. It's like almost like a mix between Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind and
Right.
Office Space,
I see that.
Yeah.
I think my only point or the only fake problem I have is people acting like it does make sense and they're deep, and then
Hmm.
of course it doesn't, and they're not. Why did you have to make? Okay, like it. I don't give a fuck,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. It's
but don't act like there's fucking more to it that somehow I'm not getting.
right. It's a part of it's something like a film that's a part of the cultural zeitgeist right now is Sinners, which
Yes.
I thought was really, really good. I saw it twice. I saw it yesterday. Uh, and I'm in 70 millimeter was my first time going to Lincoln Center, Lincoln Square,
Yeah.
seeing a
Great
film
theater.
like that.
Yeah.
It's really cool. But it's like it was pretty straightforward.
Yes.
And people were trying the deeper meaning is like, do people have comprehension skills? Like what do they call it? Media literacy, where
That's funny.
somebody said something about one of the characters,
Uh,
but what happened to this guy? I'm like, clearly that person died.
right. There was
That
a
person died.
right. His head is missing.
Yeah. It's like,
I
what are you
you know
talking
what's
about?
funny? So I saw Sinners with my girlfriend in Charlotte recently, and
Okay.
it makes, and I know it's the same dude and the same director, same actor, but it made me think of Black Panther and Wakanda Forever, especially where at least
Hmm.
in the beginning, the funeral scene, where I'm like, I bet there's deeper shit because I'm not black, I don't get, and then. And I felt that way during Sinners. I guess there's metaphors I'm probably missing. And then I think about it and I go, nope, I think I got it all.
Well, I mean, I think there's things that are connected in the culture
There
that,
has to be, yeah.
but I don't, and even
And
still,
then I look it up online, like you know how they try to get you, like the things you missed in Sinners, and I'm like, okay, now we're
sure.
talking. Actually, white people stole black people's music. No shit.
Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah. Like if you're culturally aware of things, it's like, all you got to do, and that's just like if I were to see, I don't know, just damn near any movie that's not made by a black person,
Right.
you'd think that there's something that's germane to the culture, and if you just look something up, then you'd probably get it. But
I think we're
no,
too smart.
I don't know if it's that.
We don't
I,
get to
and I
have
try.
fun like the world has fun.
I guess
They don't
so.
mind plot holes, and
Yeah.
Sinners taught them a lesson. Okay.
Yeah, and then it's people that are not like us, and I kind of feel like a lot of times when I do podcasts, it's like most we are, especially when it comes to movies, a lot of people that I connect with, eh, we're outliers. We're most of us like Rod and you and my buddy Tim Hall, who's a film critic.
Mhm.
We're going to the movies all the
All
time.
the time.
So even though we love a movie like Sinners and think it's a great,
Yes.
there's some people that don't. It's like when people go to that only go to church on the holidays,
Right.
or like you might have people that go to church on the only the high holidays,
Sure.
and or you go to synagogue or whatever, and it's just like you're not really about it. It's cool
Yeah.
that you're
Yeah.
you're a lingerer, you're a interloper, but
Right.
I'm glad you like it because people are going back to the movies, and I do not want this art form to die. So
Is it? I want to. Okay, first let me ask you, why do we love movies so much? I wasn't allowed to see movies when I was a kid, for the most part, without exaggeration. For the most part, I wasn't. And then I'm 18 and
you
I
can do
have
what you want.
freedom. And
Yeah.
like the first thing we do is go to the Pizza Hut pizza bar and we feel like we're fucking
Oh yeah.
millionaires. You know,
Yeah.
we do whatever we want. We get a credit card and we get sheet sandwiches every day, like a
Sheets. How
Wawa's or
do you know
whatever.
about sheets?
I'm from Pittsburgh, or I'm close to Pittsburgh, the
Oh,
country though.
okay. Okay. Okay, let me ask you this,
Yeah.
man. I know sidebar.
Yeah, sure.
Has sheets fallen off, do you
I
think?
haven't been there in a long time.
Okay, okay, because it doesn't taste the same.
Okay. Yeah,
They
I
opened
believe
up
it.
one near where 20 minutes from my mom's place. I went. It was okay.
Right. This is
So this
in Baltimore or Maryland, I mean.
my mom lives an hour south of Baltimore, so this is like Bowie, Maryland. I went to go see a movie and then I saw, oh, let me go to Sheets. And yeah, it was just okay.
Yeah, I was watching a movie the other day and somehow they brought up Taco Bell. I'm like, let me get Taco Bell. I'm like, this is shit. Of course it is. It's fucking Taco Bell.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
why do you and so then I start seeing every fucking movie ever made. Like
Sure.
I remember that I was a kid and I was taken to the movies and I saw An American Tail.
Oh my God.
I stared at
Bible.
the fucking credits. I knew it wasn't a time of bonus scenes. There wasn't going to be a bonus scene, it's assumed. But I'm like, I don't get to go out. I'm reading every fucking name. I'm looking at the caterers and I'm like, fuck yeah, man. No animals were hurt in this cartoon.
Did you have a 5 teddy bear?
My
Plush?
mom every Christmas gave us like each, let's say $20 worth of McDonald's coupons and whatever plush
Uh,
toy was out then, and so I had a 50 plush toy.
my dad worked at Sears, and around that time, there was some kind of partnership that they had. So my dad had the hookup, and me and my cousins got like a big 5 plush doll, plush, teddy bear type thing.
There are cats in America, is the motherfucking thing of it.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? The streets are not paved with cheese. But anyway, you and me, we're under the same bright star. We love movies, so I started seeing every movie ever fucking made. I think
Hmm.
that's where it came from, being limited by it. What do you think? Is it escape? Like, is it
It,
escapism from being a kid?
there's this, I guess there's escapism, definitely escapism. There's just loving stories. My dad used to call them stories. He would
Right.
say he's 80. He was 80 when he died, so he was born in 1941. So he said, I want to see a story. And then my late great uncle was a merchant marine, so he was traveling all over the world. He was one of the people that kind of got me into movies because he'd bring back one, he was really good with tech. So he had a laser disc before anybody had
Right.
one, the VCR. I remember the laser disc of Star Wars, and just my cousins and I would be watching it over and over again. Top Gun. Who's that
What's the
girl?
first movie that blew your
Ooh,
mind? Do you remember? I don't.
shit. Ooh. Well, Transformers was pretty big. That made me
All
cry.
right.
But like,
That'll do it.
Top Gun.
Okay.
Top Gun.
When they
I would
play
say
volleyball.
I'd say, oh my God. I'd either say
That's
top.
IMAX. The way it was
I'd,
intended to be seen.
I'd either say Top Gun or Goonies, as
That's
far as
funny.
live action is concerned. We used to watch that over and over again. Yeah, that was something. And we would just my uncle would take us to the movies a lot. My mom would take me to the movies, my dad. I just loved it. I loved it. And then when I got old enough, I think maybe when I was maybe 19, probably 1999, I got a Blu-ray player. Not a Blu-ray, I mean DVD player.
Yeah.
Um, and I started collecting movies like DVDs and
What are your thoughts on we don't have the physical shit anymore? It'd be people would be they would it looks like you're looking at something. Somebody would find
I'm
you a
looking at my
weirdo.
shelf of DVDs. Like I started a series that I gotta continue. I just call it Chris's like movie collection, and I'll talk about a DVD, and I might have a story about it, and just kind of talk about how much I like the
That's
movie.
interesting. You know, if you didn't do
Yeah,
that though, it'd be strange. Like,
yeah,
and I understand. You know, I
hmm
when I was in the army, I had a collection of VHS tapes, and
hmm
people came to me like I was Blockbuster, and that was fun. And now it's impractical.
yeah,
But music is on the phone, and that is practical. But there
right,
was something to an album that you looked at.
yeah,
Even a cassette tape that you unfolded 18 times. I
right,
don't miss it. I like this new way, but there was something like, like I have behind me, I have stand-up albums that I've done.
hmm
But there's some missing there recently because people don't buy CDs and DVDs. But
yeah,
I would still like to look there and see all what I made. It's speaking about
right.
barcodes.
Because it's
Yeah,
tactile. The biggest selling point for me was the special features, like the
right.
deleted scenes, some of the director's commentary, And what I hope, I did pre-order Sinners on Blu-ray. I'm hoping that's the collector's edition. I'm hoping that there's stuff that Ryan Coogler, that he's doing a commentary track
Right.
or something like deleted scenes. That that is a film that deserves that. But yeah,
It'd be
like
funny
there's
if commentary was like, and here she says, "Come on in, motherfuckers," and we didn't know that. Next thing you know, all the vampires are killing people.
yeah, yeah, that
She
yeah.
improv that shit. By the way, you mentioned the people that just go to the movies like you know they don't know what they're doing like we do. We're professionals.
Professional
I
moviegoers.
happen to bring up An American Tail, the 5
Uh-huh.
movie with my brother, and he goes, "Oh, I think I saw that. Are you thinking 5 Goes West?" And I go, "Yeah, but I mean the first one, An American Tail." He's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "No, there was a first one about 5, a
He's
good one
gaslighting you.
called An American Tail." He's like, I didn't know that. How are these people alive? How do you know there's a 5 Goes West and you don't know it's a sequel and you're a grown adult? It's just
Yeah,
amazing how this algorithm doesn't hit people sometimes.
I don't
It's
know,
not, are we
man.
so fucking deep into it that we know it's American Tail and then 5 Goes West? Like, that's just, how are you human and you didn't know that?
I don't get that.
I
Yeah,
don't get it.
if you're not of a certain age and you don't remember that, that's
I'd
it's
rather
it's a
hear
little
you
weird.
voted wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy because it makes
Yeah.
no fucking sense. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
worried about your taxes, so you voted in a racist. Okay. But explain me how you didn't know 5 Goes West wasn't the original.
It's weird. It is weird.
Yeah, movies. God damn, I love movies. Is it ruining movies? And maybe it happened since COVID. Is it ruining movies that movies are on TV so fucking fast for free? It's streaming,
It
basically
is.
free.
And I talked to Rod about this. It's a lot. I think it's a lot of it's a lack of self-awareness that the industry doesn't have, where it's like you're trying to act like COVID didn't exist
Hmm.
and you changed your model, and you're giving a movie 2 weeks to do something,
Right.
if that.
Do they not
And
believe in their product, or are they double dipping in a way, meaning, like, hey, if we can sell this to Netflix and make another quick millions, let's do that right now.
I think it's a little bit of both, and I think it's like with a movie like Take Sinners, for example. I'm sure Warner Brothers thought, well, what's going to make some money? Like a person like me or you, I'll speak for myself. I said, oh,
Hmm.
Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan. I love those guys.
Right.
Uh, Coogler is with this movie is at least, made himself I think he was a generational talent before that, but it's like, okay, I'm going to see that.
He
But
did Black Panther for the record. He did
yeah,
Creed, were the big ones.
and Fruitvale Station was his first, and
Can
I
you
was
imagine someone's out there and they think Creed isn't fucking Rocky? Can you fucking imagine? That's the planet we live on.
that what they said that they don't think that it
They
is,
have to
or
be out there. If 5
oh,
Goes West is a thing,
probably,
we're
but
walking around with these people.
they did not think that that movie was gonna, make that much money,
Right.
and so literally today. So I went on the what I thought was the last day for this movie to be presented in 70 millimeter IMAX at the Lincoln Center, Lincoln Square.
Right.
They just announced today, this afternoon, that they're bringing it back for another 2 weeks. So like at least for a week or two or something like that. So they're real. I think things are starting to change. Hopefully, people will come back to the movies. You're putting out a movie, and then a week later you're trying to sell it for 25 bucks and then for 20 bucks to rent.
Right.
And that was during COVID, and I understand that, but now you got to do something different. I don't know.
I do like going to the movies, but if the movie came out on my TV, if if Thunderbolts was on my
Mhm.
TV tonight, I would watch that instead of going to the movie.
I
I
probably
I
would
know where
too.
to sit, and the screen will look big enough for me.
Yeah, yeah,
But so don't do that.
right.
Stop doing that. You don't
Yeah.
believe in your product. If I like, maybe I'll make it to the movies today. I don't know. You know what? It's not so important. I see the movie Babygirl. Well, it doesn't matter because 2 months later, Babygirl's on my TV for free.
Yeah, what is
Okay,
it on Hulu now?
something.
I went
But
to the theater to see it because it was definitely
Well, you
one of
can't
those.
jack off in a theater.
No, okay. I wasn't trying to jack off in the theater, but it was definitely one of those movies that could she get nominated for this? Probably. It is one of the
She showed a nipple, so maybe.
It's one of those movies though. I'm trying you're being funny and I'm nerding out. I'm trying to but it's one of those films where it is an adult film. It's a grown-up film as far as like we don't and we I don't think we get a lot of those
I
that are
agree.
like
Sure.
into the mainstream because we're of age where yes, people like you and I will like all different genres, but there needs to be a middle ground to say, well, if I'm taking my if my family and I are going to the movies, my kids maybe I'll get them a ticket to see Minecraft, and then I'll see Black Bag. Like a movie
Right.
like Soderbergh, which I think before that's to me that's one of the best
Do you
films that
ever do you
came out.
ever see people in the theater that are like, you didn't know what you're saying? Like you call your daughter baby girl, so you took her into baby girl.
Oh,
I remember the first Wolverine I saw, the shitty one,
yeah.
and an older woman was looking at what was in this little multiplex, and she's like, "Oh," and she talks to herself, but I can hear her, and she's like, "Oh, that's the guy from the Tonys. Hugh Jackman just did the Tonys. He obviously
Yeah.
sings a lot, and it's
Yeah.
like I like this guy, and maybe the movie's better than I thought it was because I wasn't really watching the movie. I was watching her watching the movie from the
Nice.
side. I'm like, you're shot. Yes, they come out of his hands. He
Did you
kills
ask her
people.
what did she think?
I
Did
didn't
you
get a
ask?
follow up, but
Oh,
there was
okay.
like at the end there was like she's getting her purse or bag or something. There's like it's like that. That's all I
I
remember.
was
Like,
not expecting that.
huh? How about that? I'm like, good for you. I do have to come clean about the Sinners. My girlfriend got tickets for IMAX, hearing that's the way you're supposed to see it,
Hmm.
but it was an IMAX dome,
Hmm.
and it was like I was watching it in a planetarium, like it was like
Yeah.
in a kids museum, and you're supposed to, I guess, see stars or dinosaurs, but she didn't make a mistake to me in that if you say here it is an IMAX, then it
Hmm.
must be the right thing. But man, I'm looking at this thing. When you saw this movie, were the sides blurry all the time?
Uh, I don't remember anything being blurry. Like yesterday, I don't remember because there's different formats. Like Ryan Coogler did this 10-minute video for Kodak and broke down the different films, the different ways to see this movie.
Right.
And there was this cheat sheet that's on I can send it to you. I might
Well,
have not.
they don't bother.
No,
But thank you.
I,
Let me
but
save you time.
there's different ways, but basically there's different ways to see the movie.
But you know what? Like when you look it up, where IMAX theater 70 millimeter, there's only like there's probably less than 10. One being in New
Yeah,
York City.
and it's like oh,
It
in the
right
world.
in the
Yeah.
world in the world. So why didn't on that list was an IMAX dome? I don't think you're supposed to see it in a fucking dome where you got to look up and to the side. I don't think you're supposed to. And the sides were fuzzy, but I didn't miss anything. The action was always in the
Yeah,
middle.
right.
That
There's just certain
just a
spots
weird
where
way I
things
saw it. I
like the
feel like I have to
aspect
say,
ratio changes and all
yeah,
that kind of stuff. I even saw that when I used to call it. I've been calling it Limax because if it wasn't Lincoln Center, you think you
right.
call it. I had an old coworker call it Limax, and I
And
just
I'll
thought,
tell you something else that happened during this fucking movie. So
what's that?
I always look. I have this app called Run P. Do you know about this?
I've heard of it, never used it, but I've heard of it.
I
Yeah.
interviewed this guy, and it's.
Oh, cool.
I think it's fucking amazing. It tells you when to pee, and then it tells you if there's extra scenes, and they're very on top of it. So
Okay.
anyway, I know if there's extra scenes or what. I know that Sinners has two extra scenes. So anyway,
Yeah.
the credits start, and then they shut off the movie, and this woman, and it's just interesting to me because it's mostly a black theater, of course, and she's a white woman. I just thought
Yeah.
the dynamics were funny for what I'm about to tell you. And then she goes, "We're actually a little rushed. The next showing is coming, so we're going to skip to the bonus episode, the bonus scenes." And it's
Okay.
like, well, I would like at least the first beginning. I don't have to watch credits anymore, but I do want to see like the first couple things, and the music feels important,
Right.
right?
Right.
But okay, anyway, she fucks up. She skips the scene. We see like a scene and fast forward. Then she goes back and she's like, "I never saw this movie." And am I close, guys? It really ruins the
Oh my.
fucking flow.
Yeah, that's
Then she goes back. We have to see the very end of the actual movie again, and
yeah,
which is more somber or slow. So you don't want to
sure.
see it again. It kind of ruins it. Then
Yeah.
then the first scene comes up. Then she goes, "Okay, I'm gonna try again for the second scene." Then goes rushes to the second scene at the end. It's like, man, you're
Wow.
really taking the fucking fun out of this.
Yeah, she kind of ruined your experience.
It's so yeah. So maybe I didn't even see this movie, quite frankly.
Uh,
Does this seem right? Oh well. I was talking to my buddy Wally. He's black for the record, and I said, "Hey, I'm thinking maybe there's shit I missed. What do you think?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I look it up, and I see the same bullshit. So he probably didn't miss too much. He said there was a white guy that sat in front of me. He had to be like 6'4",
oh
blocked a
man.
good portion on the bottom of the screen. I was in the theater. I wasn't in a theater with stadium seating. So after the movie, I just tapped him on the shoulder and asked for reparations. That's what you got to do. I think. I think that's what you got to do. Oh well.
Oh man.
Oh well. The are you so the I do want to go back to the album and you dating, and I thought it was funny that you said you were on a date and the girl talked about her ex so much. You're like, I want to call this guy.
Yeah.
Why'd it go
Yeah.
wrong? What happened, buddy? What'd you do?
She kept talking about her ex-boyfriend and how he did her wrong, and I was like, I was just thinking to myself, I don't think you're over your boyfriend.
Right.
And then I just didn't go out with her again. And then the friend that hooked us up was like, "Oh, she said," and it was years later. I jokingly said to her, she's like, "What do you?" She said something to me one time. This wasn't on the album, but she said something like, "Oh, what do you want in a woman?" I was like, well, "A vagina." And then I was a joke, and she laughed. But then I said, "No, I just want somebody I can connect with, somebody who's cool." And then the talking point of her, because I rejected her, she was like, she said that you said that you just wanted a girl with a
Oh, fuck off.
vagina. And I was
Okay.
like, oh my God. I
Yeah.
was like, no, she talked about her ex the whole time.
Right.
And then, and then I did see her years later. I just said, hey, but
Do you
I
kind of
did see her.
hope? Do you kind of
Mhm.
hope that even though you're not too descriptive, I don't think you're out of line at all. But do you kind of hope a woman you dated does hear this album and go, "That's me. He's right. God damn it, he's good."
I don't know. I don't know that I'm that. I don't know that anybody gives a shit, but
Okay.
I think when they listen, if she did listen, she would. I don't know. I don't know.
All right.
I
I like the you brought up I don't know if it's the same girl, but you brought somebody up that you noticed an ex. You guys broke up, and then you see she's on Instagram. Black Lives Matter, and you're like,
yeah,
okay, but you don't know George Floyd. You knew me. You dumped
yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah,
Do I matter?
yeah,
I
yeah.
tried vegan cookies for you.
Yeah, that woman. She is married now, and she married a white guy.
Do you still follow? Do you still follow these exes?
No, no, I don't follow. No,
Okay.
no.
Okay.
But she was nice. She was just going through stuff. That was me. That was just like me trying to process, and it did help because I got a nice bit out of it. But that's kind of how I try to process pain. You
Right.
know. Yeah, she was nice, but that was me that I should have just been even at I was probably 37 back then. I
Right.
kind of was in a state of arrested development where I'd been pursuing the arts for so long, and you'd meet women, and I feel like I'd meet women, and then oh my God, she's great, and then she would go away, and then I'd just throw myself back into my pursuits and not really try to have a fully realized life.
Mm-hmm.
So I was so, oh my God, I'm so broken up about this when I should have just been like, that sucked. Sucked that didn't work out. I really liked her. I guess I should try to just meet other people,
I
another
did.
woman, you
Yeah,
know?
when you say about like I cared about her so much, I tried vegan cookies. Chris
Yeah.
describes vegan cookies. He says it's like if Mrs. Fields said, "I don't want to do this anymore."
Yeah. Yeah.
I liked when you talked about you were with a white woman
Hmm.
and older white people like were getting out of church or something, saw you
No,
guys together.
those are older black women.
Older black women,
Yeah.
and They and you're like, I know that you probably fucking marched and dogs probably chased you for my rights, and here I am with a white woman. Let me fucking run ahead,
Yeah,
get away from this.
yeah.
It is. I do feel like these little race dynamics myself. Speaking of movies, there was a time when like five black movies came out. It was all at the same time. It was like Thurgood Marshall movie,
Hmm.
maybe Black Panther. And I go to the movie so much, like there's some managers that they kind of give me a head nod, like, "Hey, it's you again." There's a black manager, and she sees me now, and she'll ask me what I'm seeing. And I remember, like, it's like the fourth black movie in a row. I happen to see her that I'm seeing, and she's like, "What are you seeing?" And I go, "Marshall," and she goes, "Very good."
Which,
And I'm like, I'm like,
which,
I'm proud. I'm like, "That's right." She's like, "You're doing the right thing."
what's your favorite theater that you go to?
There's a Regal. I'm a Regal member. I'm like 10 blocks away, so I time it exactly 20 minutes after the pretend start time. I think
Is
people
it
think I'm
Kaufman?
sneaking in. Yeah, Kaufman.
Oh yeah, I
You know
like
what?
that.
I'm moving. Let's give it away. It's
Yeah, you
Kaufman.
have
I'm
to.
10 blocks away. I'm on 42nd Street.
I kind of didn't want to say. I just said in my brain, well, he's moving, so it doesn't
Right.
matter.
No, yeah, it's Kaufman, and yeah, they're good to me. There should be a law, though, no joke, that say how long previews are. They try to trick you sometimes. Sometimes once in a blue
20,
moon, it's 15 fucking
25.
minutes. Sometimes
Yeah,
it's 32.
yeah.
It's like I figured out how to get in just right. And they're like, well, let's try to trick them now. Now, no
It's
previews. Fuck them.
I always say like 20 minutes. Although yesterday I was under the gun because I was talking to that woman that I could possibly date. Um, and I was like, I wanted to get some snacks, and every now and then I'll get an alcoholic beverage. So I had to at the I have a my favorite theater is an AMC Dine-In in Hackensack, and it's about 5 or 6 years old, maybe that I don't know, but that's my favorite, and you can get snacks and stuff, and so I was just under the gun, and I kind of missed the first part of the opening credits of Nicolas Cage's new movie, The Surfer.
I hate, you know what? We took our time getting concessions at this IMAX, and
Hmm.
we're like, we know there's previews, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
I was just a little late to Sinners because they had different rules. And that
Okay.
bothered me. Now, Run P tells you the first 3 minutes that happens. I didn't really miss anything. But when I
Yeah.
walked in, it's what's going to come back later. He's holding the guitar. He was
Sure.
obviously
Oh
beat
yeah,
up.
yeah, you
So I
did
didn't
that.
really
Yeah.
miss anything. I understand where it said music, can bring back the past and the future. And
Right.
later they spell it out in the movie, literally again.
They do. Yeah. Yeah, they
And
do.
I'm like, okay, I didn't really miss anything. But
Yeah.
god damn it, there ought to be a law.
Yeah, man. It's yeah, I'm a real nerd about that. I don't like to miss anything.
Do
And
you have you I've been on dates
uh
in the movie theater. Halfway through the movie, the woman's like, I can use more popcorn or I can use a drink, meaning I go and get the drink. And it's like,
oh no.
no, no,
No.
I appreciate this. No,
No.
I appreciate a movie. No. And I don't know if it's a test like, will a man do something for me? But you don't appreciate like I do. You go.
Yeah.
I'll throw you a 20. You go. I'm watching this. This is the
Yeah.
fucking art. These motherfuckers don't watch the movies and then
Yeah.
they judge them. Then they review them. Then they're surprised. Kate, do you hate
Yeah.
everything? Why didn't you like this movie? Because I wasn't detailing my car when I watched it. Because I
Yeah.
wasn't doing dishes in another room when I watched it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
watched it and it sucked.
I no woman, knock on wood, has ever done that. First of all, it's like we're probably gonna get food after the movie.
Right.
And then second of all, like don't do that to
Don't
me.
do that. And I'm a
Yeah.
human being. Like my girlfriend has
Yeah.
a daughter. Let's say there's emergency for whatever reason. Yes, of course I'll leave the movie. We'll take care of something. But
Yeah.
no, not for fucking juju bees, whatever the
No.
fuck.
You get that before. Like I always and I don't really and I'm fine with going to the movies by myself. There was a thing on Twitter X that people were saying, do you what was it? They were saying like, do you guys go to the movies by yourself? Yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't mind, like, especially if the woman wants to go. Like I don't expect them to want to go like me. I have not dated probably somebody after my ex that I should have tried to do more, but there was maybe I did the right thing, but who did actually like movies, but I don't know if she liked them as much as me. But she
Right.
did. Maybe she
Don't you
wasn't a
hate
stuff
that? Do
member.
you ever go like, "Hey, should I save this for you?" Please say no. And they're like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
When? Well, a busy schedule, so maybe 2 months, and then we'll see Thunderbolts.
Like,
What?
no, 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 no. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. I had a thing about challengers with my ex where I took her to see Dune 2 because I like Zendaya. I'm a Zendaya fan.
Okay.
And then Challengers I was really excited about because that was her first like where she had a big role that she wasn't in a superhero movie. And I was so excited. And then I told my ex, I was like, just trying to make it a big event. I was like,
Right.
okay, so when you get off of work, I'm gonna already be in your town, so then I can just pick you up. We could just like do whatever, and then we
Right.
can just go to this movie, and blah blah blah. And she's like, Chris, you are a weirdo.
Yeah, sorry, we care too much.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, yeah. Meanwhile, like if you want to be spontaneous, like, hey, I'm going to the movies in a half hour. I'm gonna need plans. My girlfriend isn't like this. I want to be very clear,
Hmm.
but just regular people. Like, of course, yes, you have to schedule shit. So now you take
Yeah.
the time to schedule, and you're some fucking weirdo about it. Come
But
on,
my ex liked the fact that, oh, you got the tickets on your phone and
right?
all that
Okay,
stuff. So
good.
she wasn't it just didn't work out, but she's overall a sweetheart.
What'd you do wrong?
Uh, how much time you got? I don't think it wasn't all me. It wasn't all me.
Can I do a movie speed round with you?
Sure.
Give me your thoughts on these if you've seen them.
Okay.
Havoc.
The new one,
Yes.
have not seen it.
Is it a remake? Is there an old one?
I'm thinking that there was a Havoc movie with uh what's the girl? Anne Hathaway,
Oh,
where
okay.
she was slumming it with Latino people.
That is Havoc.
Yeah.
The Havoc it's fun. It's like what's that movie? Is it Crank? What's that one with Jason Statham and he's got to keep doing adrenaline shit or he dies, so he's got to keep killing people and fuck
One of those.
skydiving.
I know what you're talking about.
That's what Havoc is like with the gun violence is so fucking crazy. Quentin
Okay.
Tarantino like that's a lot of blood. Calm the fuck down. Baby Girl, you did see it.
I enjoyed it.
Hard Eyes.
Fun, really fun. Love the chemistry between the two leads. Really fun.
Do you ever find it's hard to recommend movies sometimes? Like Hard Eyes, I wouldn't recommend to somebody because I don't fucking know. But I
It's
happened to be on edibles, and halfway through, I realized, oh, they're in on the joke, and I was laughing my fucking balls off
yeah.
when somebody goes, "Oh, I need a pen," and the cop just runs past and goes, "Here's a pen." I'm like, "Is this an airplane?" It's fucking hilarious.
It was so fun. Like it was a movie that I saw because I would have seen it anyway, but I was on the road in Long Island and I had gotten there early and I gotten in town early and I was like, let me go see a movie. I'll go see Hard Eyes. That's playing. So much fun. I
Yeah,
enjoyed it. People were laughing. That's another thing, like where it's like
that'd
you
be a
would
fun
not
crowd movie. Sometimes
it
those are
really
fun.
was. It was like
Yeah.
this great communal experience. Yeah.
Does this
I mean,
ever happen? Marvel movies are great in a group. And
yeah.
sometimes like I'll miss something, like I heard it, it doesn't really register, and then a person or two in the audience laughs, and I'm like, let me think about it. Oh, from the Hulk. Yeah, okay. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
it's almost like a let's say rap, they do this in music where somebody says a line and I'm like, okay. And then they go, get it? And I'm like, yeah, I get it. I do get it.
Yeah.
I didn't know I was supposed to extra think about that line. Okay. All right. Last Breath with Woody Harrelson.
No, I haven't seen that.
It's
That's the underwater thing?
they go
I've
underwater, a
not
person
seen
gets
that.
stuck, they can't breathe too much.
Is it good? I missed it.
They save them. Who gives a shit? You know what I mean?
It'll be streaming somewhere soon.
G20 on Amazon
Haven't
Prime.
have not seen it.
I'm on part 17 of watching this movie. I think I'm 20 minutes
Oh
in.
my
It's a
God.
rough ride.
Okay. All right.
Warfare.
I gave it 4 stars on Letterbox. Very unflinching look at modern what did I call it? Like modern
Warfare.
warfare. Yeah. It was
The
heavy.
to me it dragged to me, and I feel bad saying it, right? Because they're real people and it really happened. I'm like, oh, war's
Yeah.
hell, Keith. Yeah, I know. I already
Yeah.
know that. And it takes a long time for shit to actually happen. And then when there's the first bomb explosion, I really jumped and screamed like, ah. They really
That dude,
fucking got me. Yeah.
that dude that was screaming for 40 minutes.
Dude, so
Yeah.
there's like the ongoing thing is a guy's like his legs are half blown off and he's in so much fucking pain. The morphine isn't helping. And then another group comes in to try to save him. Obviously, it becomes a mess also. But they keep bumping this guy's leg and you're like, ah, that's the movie.
Yeah.
That's the whole fucking movie. This guy's
Yeah.
leg keeps getting bumped. And, somebody will go, all right, we're going to get out of here. And like taps the leg, like tapping somebody's shoulder, like, here you go, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah.
War is hell. All right. Okay. The Amateur.
Really fun.
I liked it a lot. Charlie Heller is a brilliant but deeply introverted decoder for the CIA. You know what? Ever since they got rid of the word Asperger's, people don't know how to describe things. He's super introverted, like
They
a
say
lot.
neurodivergent.
Yeah, right. They thought that'd be
Yeah.
weird to write.
I
They
was
thought
like,
it'd be
"Ah,
pretentious.
all right.
Right.
How did he get Miss Maisel to love him? He must be doing something right.
That's right. Let's see here. This is what you want to do. I say, listen to the album. It's short and sweet. Failed Running Back. It's from 2020. And coming up in June at Caveat. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yes. Yeah.
In New York City. I've been there. It's a great place. It really is.
It's a great
It's
place.
cool. Yeah.
I call it a quintessential New York comedy room, especially
Yes.
the fact that it's on the Lower East Side, which is basically where I got my start, going into these bars, going into a basement and trying things out.
And
Yeah.
it's not like when you say basement, it's not like, the charm of the
beautiful.
city is how dirty it is.
Yeah, no.
I don't want to use the word bohemian, but it's a classy fucking joint. It's not like
Yeah.
a comedy club where, you feel like you're cattled in and you're 2 inches from a stranger at the same table. It's a cool place.
It's really nice. It's a really nice spot, and yeah, would love to see people there. It's gonna be fun. I've been working on my act for 16 years. And,
Okay. How long is this album going to be? Shit.
it's gonna be 3 hours. It's gonna be the brutalist of,
There's an intermission.
minus the sexual assault.
Right. That's right.
Random sexual assault.
You know what? I haven't seen Brutalist yet because that is
Okay.
brutal the fucking time. And I was gonna rent it with my girlfriend the other day, but then you have 24 hours. I'm like,
Don't do that to your
I can't watch
girlfriend.
3 hours within 24 hours. I
Don't
can
do that
tell
to your
already.
girlfriend unless she wants to see it herself.
She does, but
Okay.
I know we know us, and no matter how good it is, we're gonna want to see it in parts. I know it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's an intermission, so
That's
Built in.
telling. I make
Yeah.
my own intermissions. How about that? I'm a grown adult. They can't tell
Yeah.
me what to do.
yeah.
What's the day again in June?
June 27th, 7:00 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. Two
I
shows.
swear to God, if I'm back in New York, I'll be there if you guys can make it.
Love to have you there.
listen to his album Failed Running Back. If you like that, you're going to love this. I guarantee it. KeithandTheGirl.com/dad. What did I want to say about that? Oh, this guy writes, John Stockton says, that's like a famous name, right?
Basketball player, Hall of
Okay.
Fame basketball player for Utah.
John
Jazz.
Stockton says, Keith, goddamn yes pun, Popa, and your riff with the Moros on your dad and the dead Pope, so funny. Well, thank you. My dad prays to God, hears God's voice, literally, he says. But he's a fucking trickster, the whole catfishing story, KeithandTheGirl.com/dad. I believe that when the Pope died, he prayed to the Pope to congratulate him on all the good work he did. And he probably lied about how he raised his kids and like, they love me, and I tell them your teachings of God, and everything's going good here. And then I picture he can't help himself. He's like, but your sermon on Palm Sunday, I don't know if that was completely accurate. What you should have done was. Anyway, that's what he's talking about. KeithTheGirl.com/dad. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's catfishing my dad hitting on my ex-wife, me pretending to be her, and he ended up hitting on me. We have sex in a hotel room while I'm wearing a mask. Long story. But KeithTheGirl.com/dad, you see what's going on. I'm going to play a clip at the end of the show from the great B. Jason. And it's related to my dad being romantic about the song Cats in the Cradle. And he's like, we don't get along because I was always on the road working. And Cats in the Cradle and the Silver Spoon. And that's why you resent me. It's like, motherfucker, I don't know what story this is. You were home all the fucking time. When somebody said in school they were a latchkey kid, I'm like, oh, I'm sorry about your disease. I didn't know it meant your parents weren't home. That'd be fucking awesome. So anyway, he was there all the fucking time. So there's no truth to this Cats in the Cradle. B. Jason made a parody song about it that you'll hear, and it has chanting that reminds me of the Pope and all that. Okay. So John Stockton, congrats on all your success. Thank you for that little prompt. It worked out. And that's everything. Thank you, Rod Morrow. And Chris, I appreciate your time so much. It's good talking to
Honored to
you.
be here. I'm glad we got to do this. Thanks so much for having me. It was fun.